What's up, everybody? I feel like we haven't done this in a long time for some reason. I know it's only been a week that I haven't been here, but it feels like more. Um, I got a little bit of a cold I've been getting through, which has been no fun, but we'll power through it. Agenda for the day, we'll talk a little bit about a week and weekend recap, do the athlete segment, a Carolina Beach Men's League update, talk some football, and then talk some workouts, random questions, Pat's peeve as always, and then closing comments. So I've been kind of out of the loop the last 2 weeks. So what's been happening?
Um, been working, obviously. We did 2 weeks ago was my birthday, or I guess it was only a week ago today.
About a week ago.
How about a week ago? I had some people over at the house,
Nice.
all the friends, did a lot of drinking. We were planning on maybe going out to see Phoebes play because it was their last show, but it ended up being like kind of shit weather. So we just said, fuck it and
Yeah.
stayed
Speaking
at
of
the house.
weather, you guys got some gnarly weather that I don't
Yeah.
think really anybody expected. I think everybody expected some rain, but not to the extent that you got.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I luckily for us, nothing at the house. A couple like limbs
Right.
from trees, but nothing even big really. Carolina Beach got it pretty bad. A lot of standing water. There's a restaurant that I deliver to that they're kind of on stilts, and underneath their kitchen floor is 8 feet off the ground. And the chef told me that it came within 6 inches of their floor.
Jesus, is that
Just
a what kind of 6 inches is that? Is that your 6 inches or?
No, if it was my 6 inches, then it'd already be touching the floor because it's 3 inches really. Um, yeah, there was, I don't know if this is true because people always say stupid shit, but someone told me that their friend, so this is already secondhand information,
Yeah,
saw fish swimming by like where the Ferris wheel usually is.
interesting.
This is all underwater.
So
But
from my understanding that, typically when they have a big storm like that and they're expecting a lot of rain, especially if it's in conjunction with one of those king tides, they'll drain the lake. And they weren't really expecting it to be that much, so they didn't drain the lake. And I think that was kind of just a tipping point. It was probably going to flood a lot anyway, but with that happening, I mean, that
yeah,
shit
and
was
that's
underwater.
right there where all that shit is, like right by where Allie works at the dive. All that's within half a mile of the lake.
Right. So it wasn't just like rainwater necessarily. I mean, it was, but it was also the lake overflowing.
Yeah, I mean, I delivered there this weekend, more restaurants and just all the way down, just people like not clothes, like furniture, all that shit that got wet is just like lining the street. Honestly, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
And Brunswick County probably got it worse though.
Yeah,
Um,
Brunswick County got it pretty bad. My mom said her and my dad's neither of their property, none of their stuff got messed up, but like to and from like Moss and my dad both had to stay in hotels because they couldn't get home.
it's nuts, dude. Like the whole on 133, there were whole bridges that washed away,
Yeah.
which is like I don't even know how the fuck that happens.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. That's because Brunswick County was built on marshland and when you build structures and stuff on marshland, that stuff is there for excess water, and then when that water comes, everything on it goes away.
Yeah, that's why I think it's probably a good idea to cut down all the trees and build 500 apartment complexes every 20 feet
Yeah,
till the ocean. It's
yeah,
probably a good idea. Definitely going to help with drainage and not going to be an issue when we get a real fucking big storm.
yeah, absolutely. I think it makes perfect sense.
I'm glad we're on the
But
same page.
yeah, um, but yeah, so that was pretty nuts. Thankfully, none of our people are super impacted. But
Tree did fall on Tingo's fence.
yeah, I mean that sucks. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have went through his fucking house.
Could have went through his house and done some actual damage. So but yeah, man. So tell me about, so I know you guys did your birthday at the house, and then I'm assuming last night was Wes's birthday party. I know it's not his birthday yet.
Yeah, it was, but let me backtrack a little bit
Okay,
because
yeah, yeah.
we did go see kind of in between those events, my party and Wes's party, we did go see Creed.
Oh yeah.
Creed, Three Doors Down, Finger 11, and what an absolute, I mean, we had a huge group go with us too. We had 9 people. An absolute rocking fucking show.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine I'm jealous, honestly. Uh Wish I could have been there. It looked fun. You guys looked like you were having a great time.
Yeah, so Finger 11 opened,
Hmm.
and they only did 6 or 7 songs. The obviously main song that you would know is Paralyzer,
Yeah,
which was big when we were in middle school.
for sure.
So that was cool to see that. And they midway through played Back in Black and sung Paralyzer over it. So that was like a nice little thing for them to end on.
Yeah.
Then Three Doors Down came on, Here Without You,
Uh-huh.
Away from the Sun, Kryptonite, When I'm
Good stuff.
Gone, all that shit. That and they were great. So just them would have been okay, this is a sick concert.
Well, I have to stop you because the Panthers just scored on their first drive,
No, they
which
didn't.
is, yeah, they
Can't be.
did. They
Can't
did.
be.
100% did.
I mean,
And
like I know, yeah, I know we're like we try and do this thing where we like say funny shit, but like don't just like outright lie.
oh man,
Who scored?
Chuba Hubbard on a pass from old Andy.
Chubba Hubs?
Chuba Hubbs.
All right.
But
Andy, I knew I should have picked his ass up. I picked up the fucking Dolphins backup quarterback because
yeah,
I got the Jalen Waddle stack. So
yeah, I got Waddle too. I'm a little nervous about that. We'll get into football in a little bit.
yeah.
But how was actual Creed?
Unbelievable. Honestly, Scott Stapp, the lead singer, sounded amazing.
Yeah,
And there's
I heard
you
you
know
in your Snapchats trying to be him.
Dude, like I was fucked up, but I go back and I'm like watching the videos and I'm like, God damn, I can't even hear the fucking band. Like I'm just sitting there with the phone right in front of my face screaming into it. That's the most I've probably sang along at a concert ever.
Yeah,
Because
uh,
usually, you go to a concert with 1 or 2 people, it's just you guys. You don't
yeah,
really get two out of your shell, but we had 9 people, so I'm surrounded by
right,
people I know,
right.
just fucking screaming at the top of my head. And And I'm sure you've heard, oh, Creed's a Christian rock band, all this shit. People like to say that
I guess, yeah.
because their stuff's like up for interpretation, right? Like with Arms Wide Open, Higher,
Yeah,
all that shit.
right.
There is without a doubt, there's no doubt, I mean, that they are 100% a Christian rock band. And so is Three Doors Down. The Three Doors Down guy gave like a full Jesus sermon like halfway through.
Interesting.
And I don't care. It doesn't bother me any. But there was like steam coming out of Wes's
I
head.
was about to say, was he getting
You know,
hot?
I don't even think he enjoyed the concert after all that shit happened. And like they with Creed, they were like, we're gonna take you on a journey, man. And then he would like do like a little like thing before each song and kind of let you know what the song was about. And almost every song was like higher being. And then he was like, I call it God, you call it whatever you want. And I don't care. But Wes, I could just feel his energy, man. And then he was like making fun of him and stuff. I mean, I still think he enjoyed it, but he told me it wasn't his favorite concert, which
Interesting.
he's not really a big Creed fan anyway. So,
Yeah, fair.
and then on top of that, I think, that stuff probably made him a little uncomfortable. But beside that, amazing show.
That's cool.
They were insane, insanely good.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm jealous.
There was a guy wearing a shirt that said my like one of the guitar players. I don't know if it was Three Doors Down or Creed, where his shirt said my pronouns are fucking patriot. And I was like,
Tight.
I wonder who that guy's voting for. Uh,
Yeah.
that's a big Cop Mala fan right there.
Yeah, I'd say.
And then so we did that, came back, me and Drew had a game, but I'll skip over that. We had a game the next day, but we'll talk about that later.
All right.
Then we did Surprise party for Wes.
Oh, surprise. I didn't realize that.
So he didn't know it was Saturday yesterday, with today being Sunday.
Correct.
So we all go to Kevin and Rachel's house, and Allie's already there setting it up, and she has to figure out a way to get Wes there. And she has a recall on her car, and she was the thing was Kevin and Rachel were out of town. Marissa and I were helping Jennifer at her condo, so Allie had to go out there and walk the dogs or let the dog out. She has a recall on her car that Wes knows about. She says, car won't start, you have to come out here and get me. He calls Corey first. Corey doesn't answer because he's, trying to act like he's in Myrtle Beach or whatever, taking that. Wes calls me, I pick it up. He just starts going off about how like he's eating such a shit sandwich right now. So it's, I'm trying not to break, and I'm just,
Yeah.
oh, no, it's all right, bro. She's got insurance, so it'll be okay. So he's coming to get her, and we have to take the cars to Publix, so he doesn't see anybody's car there.
Yeah.
And Allie is tracking him, and Publix is right across the street, but I guess she called him too early.
Yeah.
So it ends up being that he's going to beat her there. So she calls him and says, actually, I talked to the mechanic. I think I don't have enough gas in my car. You just need to go to the gas station, get a gas can, and bring it back. So he's like, okay. Calls me up, freaking, I can't believe she would do this. How do you let your car run out of gas? So I'm like, oh, I'm like. Then I just start like saying what I would normally say. Oh, she's an idiot, dude. Don't worry about it. So and then she gets there, and before he gets too far away, I'm still on the phone with him. And he goes, she just fucking texted me. She said she found gas. I can't believe this. Comes back. They open the door, and you could just see how fucking mad he was. He got in. We're like, surprise. He had to walk out because he was still so pissed. He had to go back outside and calm himself before he came back in. He was freaking out. He was like, this is the maddest I've ever been, is what he said to me on the phone. Then, and it was really fun. We had like a Jeopardy game that was kind of, there were like sections about Wes, basketball. Allie did a really good job with that.
Nice.
Played Flip Cup, team Flip Cup, but like elimination. So like the last person to flip their cup was out.
Yeah.
And I won the first one, and then I finished in the finals the second time. Basically, I'm the best Flip Cup player on the earth. And then we just, drank a lot. There was fire. That was it.
That's pretty fun. And the shirts were a good touch. The shirts were funny. And I guess now I understand why Wes had it. What was his shirt? What did it say?
Not my birthday.
No. No, who said something about a spiritual being from the Creed concert or whatever?
Oh, that was Allie's shirt.
Oh.
Yes, I got saved at the Creed concert. Yeah.
That one makes sense now.
Yeah, and they were all funny. My favorite, um, I think it might have been Michaela's, where it was like never complains. I thought that was hilarious because he was just complaining to me on the phone for an hour before the party.
Yeah, yeah. So they were all like basically focused on Wes, and yeah, they were funny. Y'all did a
There
good
were
job. That looked
the
fun.
the prompt was white lies. So like something that Wes would say that is a lie.
Oh, okay, got you.
So it's like I never complain,
Yeah,
as like in Wes.
yeah, that one's definitely true.
Yeah, I thought the 2K one was funny, which was
Uh-huh.
mine. Of course, I thought it was funny.
Right.
Corey's was I'm never judging, which lately he's been really bad.
Yeah.
Like just being at places and paying attention to other people's conversations. Like he can't even help himself. It's been hilarious.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, man, it looked fun. Looked fun. Wish I could have been there.
Yeah, move back. Fuck all this military shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of overrated.
yeah, I'd say it's overrated, but you got to pay the bills.
Bro, you could be my assistant, and then you'd be the assistant to the assistant at Seaview.
Yeah, that's not the path that I see taking for myself.
I can get you $16 an hour tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah, doesn't really seem in the cards, my man.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, fun week. But speaking of military stuff, so the reason I've been gone is because I was at that school, air assault school. And what that is basically a school learning how to conduct combat operations using helicopters, right? So how to transport equipment, troops, and basically anything under the sun from one place to another using helicopters. So like for instance, equipment, you have to like rig it up properly, put it in the correct function, and be able to hook it up onto the correct aircraft. Um, my fire alarm's going off for some reason, and then it stopped, random. But and then same thing with troops, like how many troops can be put into certain helicopters, how can they get in and out the fastest way, blah blah blah. So it was 10 days, but really 12 because we have a day 00 and a day zero. How that makes sense, I don't really know. But then 10 real days, so not too bad. It was physically tolling, but not the most physically tolling thing I've ever done in my life. Um, some tough aspects, but most of it was very learning involved. So you had to take some tests, some hands-on tests, and then obviously the rappelling and stuff like that that we talked about, which is fun. I've done tons of rappelling already, so that wasn't really new to me. I've never done it out of a helicopter like we did, but I've done it higher than that, off cliffs and stuff. But it was cool.
That you so just for the people who didn't see the video, there's about 100 feet off the ground,
Yeah.
and you've done higher than that.
Yeah, there's a at Sapper School, there's a cliff. We do a cliff phase during our mountaineering operations, and it's at least 100 feet. And we do that one fully combat equipped. So we have, like an 80-pound rucksack, your rifle, and all that stuff. And we basically rappel off a 100-foot cliff, which is pretty sketchy because you're like
Yeah.
trusting yourself to hold this rope properly so you don't fall to your death.
Yeah. Not not for me.
It's pretty
See,
wild because you're up there in the helicopter, right? And you're sitting in it as it's on the ground. You go and get in it. um, you go up, right? It hovers up to the altitude, and they tell you to hook up, right? Like hook up. This is hand and arm signal. They tell you to hook up because you can't hear anything. It's crazy loud. We all got ear pro in. Um, and this thing is just hovering, so you're just shaking and like doors are open, right? So if I fell out of this helicopter, I fall to my death. and
oh
um,
Christ.
and then so you got to hook up properly, make sure your carabiner's locked, all that good stuff, and then you get in what's called your deep seated L. So you basically lean your body 90 degrees out of this helicopter and you're just leaning, waiting for them to check you off and tell you to go. And they point at you and they're like, go. And making that decision to like go is pretty tough because like no one's forcing you to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you have to decide that, okay, I'm about to release my brake hand and jump out of this helicopter with no parachute, nothing like that, and just hope my equipment works.
So are you clipped to the line?
Yeah, so there's a rope. It's a long rope, and you have a carabiner and a Swiss seat, which a Swiss seat is basically a rappel seat that you tie with a different rope, and you clip your carabiner in through it, and you create like a belay with the way that you put the rope through your carabiner. And what it does is the way you kind of cinch the rope determines how fast you go and or stop. So I mean, your equipment does work. It's just, it's an anxious feeling. Your My stomach was in my ass. It definitely was. It was
I
sketchy.
ca my stomach's been in my ass all morning. I don't know if it's for the same reason, but
Yeah, it was cool though. Like after I finished, I was like, let's go again. Like that was sick.
yeah, I could imagine that being a pretty intense adrenaline rush.
It was super. And like it doesn't last, but you're on the rope for like 3 seconds because you go down it so fast. And
So the thing I noticed you're going down quick. And I don't know why I imagined you would just there wouldn't be a stop. It would be like a gradual, and then you would just hit the ground. But
Yeah.
you stop what, like 10 feet off the ground?
Yeah, so the way you hold your right hand with the rope is if you put it in the small of your back, that cinches the two ropes and the carabiners, so it stops movement. And so when you get about 10, 15 feet off the ground, you put that hand in the small of your back to slow you down and stop you so you don't smack the ground going really fast.
Yeah, that it seemed like a couple people on that weren't as smooth.
Now there was some people that did not do well, but hey, they got out of it, and that's all that really mattered.
Is that like, are you graded on that, or is just you complete it, you did it?
So we did graded rappels, which were on the tower. So it's a 60-foot tower, which is still pretty tall. Um, and we did all our graded rappels there. The helicopter was more so of a confidence thing and
Yeah.
testing your confidence in your equipment, being able to get on a helicopter and do it. So all our graded rappels were done. We just had to do it safely. So basically, if you hooked up properly and did the proper safety checks, then you would pass. So that was our last event before our 12-mile ruck march, which was the last thing that we had to do to graduate.
Well, that ain't shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ruck march is we have our rucksack on, which is like a backpack essentially. And weight, I'm not sure exactly how much it weighed, but typically that stuff is like 40 pounds. So it's like a 40-pound backpack, and you got to basically walk 12 miles, and you have to do it under 3 hours. So, we're cooking. You got to do it under a 15-minute pace, which is walking pretty fast, I'd say.
That's a brisk walk.
Yeah, so I have a strategy that I like to do kind of that keeps me at the pace. I finished in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I was going pretty good. I would always
Are you allowed to run if you want?
yeah. I would run the first quarter mile of the mile, and then I'd walk to 0.55, and then I'd run from 0.55 to 0.75. And then I'd walk the last quarter mile and then run the next quarter mile, the next mile. So um, I was cooking pretty good. Um, I'm pretty sure I finished my 12 in faster than you did your half marathon running, but that's another
Well, I
story.
had I had an extra mile.
That's true. You did.
That extra mile will do it to you. What was your time?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, you beat me by 27 minutes. So I don't think you could have done another mile in 27 minutes.
Nah, no way.
Yeah.
No chance.
Oh,
But it was cool. I got a little bit of chest candy. I get to wear another badge on my uniform now, um, which is always cool. Everybody likes the chest candy. Sam got to
on
come and pin my wings on, which was a cool little ceremonial deal.
yeah, I saw that on Facebook. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw Nikki and Todd at the Creed concert.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. I'm glad you guys got to see them.
Yeah, that was Todd's a character, man. It's a good dude.
He sure is. He sure is. Word. But all right, moving on to athlete segment. So from my understanding, you have the athlete.
Yeah, so you will guess.
All right, I got my guess. You ready?
Yeah.
Scotty Pippen.
No.
No. I saw you share something on Facebook, so I was like, maybe he's going Scotty. Or you liked something or something like that.
I better be careful. I don't even remember doing that.
No, it was like a sports thing. Maybe it was Facebook. I don't remember. That's besides the point. Another story for a different day. Um, okay. So not Scotty Pippen. Basketball.
The football player.
Okay, football. Um, Offense.
Yes.
White
This will
guy.
pro No, this will probably be the hardest one so far, I
Oh,
think.
sick. Love that.
Not crazy though. Not crazy.
Okay. White guy.
No.
Black guy.
Yes.
Offense.
Yes.
Okay, is he a skill player or a line player?
Skill player.
Skill player, receiver.
No. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is skill position only running back and receivers, or is it quarterback too?
Quarterback is a skill position, so he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback, okay, primarily known for like dual threat, or is he strictly a passer?
I would say he's a dual threat.
Okay. Um, is he active?
Yes.
Active black quarterback, kind of a dual threat. Is he a starter?
Yes.
Okay. Um, let's see. Active black quarterback that is a starter right now. Did he used to play for Seattle?
I'm gonna decline to answer that question because if I answer it, it'll give it away.
What's a question? What do you mean?
He didn't used to play for Seattle, no.
So he still plays for Seattle.
Yes.
Is it Geno Smith?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
I think that was the first ever time I've tried to not answer a question.
I think
So
I was going with Russ. I was thinking Russ.
yeah, that was a good guess. I think has Russ been in the league longer than G? Has Russ been in the league longer than 2013?
Um, I don't know. I would say they probably came in the league pretty similar times. Um, but truthfully, I don't know because Gino
Yeah.
was at WVU and Russ he graduated from Wisconsin, I think, right?
Yeah, he started at State.
Started at State, went to Wisconsin. I don't know, something the old Google machine could probably tell us.
I
You look
think
in deep thought.
trying to find out. I just clicked on the drafts that Geno's draft, the 2013 draft, to see if it was the same draft, but it was not.
Let me see. I can probably get on the Google machine.
1 year earlier.
So he was 2012.
Yeah.
All right. Success, great success.
It was great success.
All right, so moving on. CB Men's League, we need a little bit of an update. So I know you guys had a game coming back from the Creed concert the next day. How was that? A little hungover?
A little hungover, and it was our last regular season game. Before the game, I was leading the league in scoring by 8/10 of a point.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 21.8. Second place was 21.
Okay.
And we were playing a team that was not very good. And if we beat them, we would play Joel's team
Yeah.
again. We play them in the playoffs for the rematch, which is what I wanted.
Yeah.
Um, Came out, scored the first 12 points, hit a three, pump fake mid-range jump shot, 4 point play, and then a couple free throws. So I'm absolutely cooking. And then I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped being aggressive because I was trying to, because our team was playing terrible defense.
Yeah.
It didn't even seem like people were trying. And it was really pissing me off
Yeah. It's frustrating.
how bad they were playing. So I kind of devoted my energy elsewhere, stopped really shooting. We ended up losing. Uh, I scored 21 points. So I ended the year averaging 21.7. And there's one more regular season game. So I don't think I'll finish at one, which is annoying. But
So you're saying you guys have one more regular season game, or the other team has one more?
the other team has one. We're done.
Okay.
We finished 2-5, which we suck. I mean, the league is not that good. There's three teams better than us. We should have been 4-3.
Yeah.
Um, really could have been 5-2, but I'm trying not to put all my worth in uh men's league. That being said, I do have all of my stats, so I'm gonna grab my notebook real quick and give you everything.
Okay. Well, Tyler's grabbing his notebook. Um, do we think he's gonna lead the league in scoring? I don't know.
What's happening?
Oh, nothing.
Yapping.
Just yapping.
All right.
All right, let's hear those stats.
The trusty notebook.
How
21 point.
how
Huh?
inflated are these stats?
I mean, you can hear them, and I think you'll be able to tell.
Especially assist and rebounds. That's what I'm interested
Tw
in.
21.7 points a game,
Hmm.
3.4 rebounds a game, 3.1 assists per game, 1.1 steals, 0.43 blocks. Field goal percentage, 42.2%.
You don't remember field goal percentage. That's craziness.
54 for 128. I do it after every game. Uh, 22 for 30 from the line, 73.3%. 22 for 60 from three, 36.7%. I have my stats from like every league we've ever played in.
Your 40, 30, and 70 club.
Yeah, yeah. They don't give you awards for that, brother.
No, I don't think so.
42% is not that bad when you're shooting. And Drew did the math. It's 18 shots a game. And it's
That's a,
crazy.
a lot.
It's crazy because I feel like I should have shot more.
Should have made more.
Definitely could have been more efficient.
Yeah, I'd say.
But 42.2 is not bad.
It is not good.
We put yours up there. You're probably around a 37 kind of guy.
Not a chance. All my points are layups.
Yeah, I'm a jump shooter.
That doesn't mean you should miss or make more.
If you compare those to my numbers from last year, 52% from the field and 44% from three.
Yeah, those sound a little inflated.
I mean, I average 5 more points a game, so I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Mm, the good old days.
the good
Nothing
old
in,
days.
nothing inflated here, man. I'm here for accuracy.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, man. Who's the person in second?
It's this guy Andy. He played JV at Carolina.
Okay. So he's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's good.
Is he shit. Is he making a push? Is he aware of the standings?
I doubt he cares.
Yeah, but the competitor in you, you know.
There were out of the guys on the top 10, there were probably five guys where I'm like, okay, I he can guard me better than anybody else on that list.
Yeah. Is he on Caps' team?
Yeah. There's another guy on Cap's team that's also like right around there. He played for a D2 school. He's like 6'6",
Nice.
big black dude. He killed us.
Yeah.
That guy, Andy, uh, I splashed three in his face, and then next play down, did a little post up, pump, fade, and he blocked my shot really hard and knocked me to the ground. I was like, oh, sick.
Nice.
All right. Guess there's levels to this thing.
Word. Well, so it sounds like it's not necessarily a successful season, but not an unsuccessful season.
I played okay. You know, my team sucks straight up.
Still a chance to win the scoring title.
Still a chance, and we're playing. We're probably playing Douglas in the first round, and they have the best shooting team I've ever played against. They made 85% of their threes when they played us, scored
Nice.
115 points,
Yikes.
20-minute halves running clock.
That's absurd.
I scored 30. Another guy on my team scored 30, and we lost by 35. And we got destroyed.
Sounds like there wasn't much defense being played anywhere.
I'm telling you something, we were trying. We actually I don't have any qualms about our effort in that game. We really tried. They were just better than we were.
Yeah, I mean that's got to count for something, right?
And when we get down, people take dumbass shots and I just don't understand it.
Yeah, no, I
It's
hear
just
you.
like oh,
Everybody trying to be a hero.
I'm gonna get mine. I'm like, you're not that good. Why are you doing that? But Fuck it. We all
Yeah.
paid the same amount, so I kind of like, they paid to play. So it's like, you want to take shots, whatever. Who the fuck am I?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's one of those things about men's league. You know what I mean? Like you're paying to play. You're out there for some recreation. Out there running around, getting it done.
I did have fun though, so I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't have fun. I
Yeah,
like
and
the
that's what
guys
it's
I play
about.
with,
Right, that's what it's about. So
and the goal we set for me was 20 points a game, and I did that. So
that is true. That is true. So maybe something will happen. You'll come out there in the playoffs. It'll be miraculous.
I'd have to score 70, and somebody else would have to score at least 10, and I don't even know if it's possible.
I mean, they could forfeit.
I hope. That's about all the shot we got, man.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
Drew
Okay, go ahead.
did give me some stats real quick for him. He was 3 for 25 on the year for 12% shooting.
Nice. That is big time.
He scored 7 points in 6 games.
Nice. That's a hell of a stat line. 7 points, 12% from the field. That's good stuff.
He did
Elite
play
shot making right there.
he only 25. Like if you compare the shots, like he shot 25 times all year. I shot 128 times.
Yeah.
So like imagine being like me talking shit to him and then him being like, you literally shot 100 more shots than I did, and it
Yeah.
being accurate. So I mean,
Yeah. No, and I mean honestly, sometimes like if you're not in a rhythm, it's hard to get the ball to go in the hoop anyway.
I would take
So
him at 12% over everybody else on our team every day of the week.
yeah, I mean,
So
there's definitely something to be said for that.
he just likes when I shoot, or he just acts like he likes it. So I mean, I don't care.
Well, I think he probably trusts you more than, a lot of other people. And, it's something to be said for like the types of shots people shoot. Um,
Yeah,
so that does play a big factor.
no doubt about that.
Word, well let's pause, quick commercial break, and then we'll get back into it. Does your friend or teammate consistently take way too many shots, forcing you to shoot 12% from the field? Maybe you should hit the waiver wire and get new friends and get on a new team.
And we're back. That I don't know who that might have been directed towards, but I hear they're looking for people on MB Long, so feel free to switch if you want.
Is it the Walmart?
That's Joel's team.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be a great fit.
Yeah.
All right, so a little football, right?
Real quick,
Yeah, go
real
for it.
quick. I one last thing about men's league. Um, he who shall not be named talked to me after this last game and told me that I fractured his wrist when we played them.
Nice. Did you tell him you
Yeah,
did it on purpose?
couldn't have. I just ran into him really hard.
Oh, nice. Yeah, got to
Yeah,
drink some milk.
it was pretty awkward.
Get those bones a little stronger.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, so football. Nice little weekend of football we had going. Yesterday was college football. Today we're watching some NFL. Um, UNC had probably the most embarrassing loss I've seen in quite some time, losing 70-50 to JMU. Um, that was hard to watch, especially because we were like in the game up until like 5 minutes left in the fourth. We just kept letting up, just we played horrible defense and some special teams flaws, and it was just bad. Um, just bad.
Well, you can hang your hat on the fact that you hung in the game with JMU for most of it.
Yeah.
Aren't they a fucking CAA team? Don't they play against UNCW for basketball?
Yeah, I think so. But they moved into the FCS conference or whatever is that actual, because it used to be D1 and D1 AA, but now they're into FCS or FBS. I don't really know what it is, but they're like a normal team now. But the fact that was the worst part about that is we had the number one basketball recruit on an official visit this weekend, and which we haven't had a number one basketball recruit in like 20 years or something absurd. And he comes this weekend, and we actually get shit on by JMU. So that's sick.
Yeah, pretty cool, man.
Would have been nice for him to get a nice a win and then been able to party on Franklin Street and potentially come to Carolina. But you put on a performance like that, you're probably not getting those big time recruits.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking terrible, man.
It's tough. It's tough.
That
You watch anything about the Syracuse game?
oh, we beat Georgia Tech. That was
Nice.
a good win for us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so we were 2-0, and then we had Stanford coming in, and our offense lagged, and our run defense wasn't very good, and we just fucking lost to Stanford.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. It sure do. Um, NFL, as far as Panthers go, they're probably the most dysfunctional organization. I would say in the NFL, but I think maybe in the history of the NFL. Um, it's been bad. I truly don't think it's Bryce Young's fault. Um, we got Andy Dalton starting right now, and he's playing pretty good right now, but we're playing the Raiders, so that's to be expected. Um, but truthfully, I don't think Bryce Young should have been starting these past like last year and this year anyway. Let the veteran go out there and start and fail. Let Bryce learn from the mistakes. Let's try and maybe get some weapons, build the offensive line around him, um, and then put him in there when he's ready and the team is ready. But that didn't happen, and that hurt him. And I don't like he's gonna get. They're benching him. Everybody's talking about Bryce Young's bench. Bryce Young's bench. It's like he shouldn't have really been playing anyway. So I don't know. I feel for him.
They set him up for failure. All these
Yeah.
very rarely does a quarterback come in and just have immediate success. Like a lot of these guys that are great. Tom Brady came in late round draft pick, had to learn under Drew Bledsoe.
Uh-huh.
Aaron Rodgers learned for 3 years under Brett Favre. Even Geno Smith, he started, was dog shit. Then he was under Eli Manning, Philip Rivers, and then he was Russ's backup. And now he's developed. He's learned the system. He's a better player for it. You throw a guy like Bryce Young, who's 5'4", in there and expect him to fucking learn on the fly, it's just not going to work. They should have had Andy Dalton starting from the beginning. Andy Dalton's been a good quarterback in the league for 10 plus years. Could teach him some shit.
Yeah, I'd agree. Instead of having Andy Dalton just like try and coach him up from the sideline, like let the experienced guy play. Like you're not going to win right now. Like let him get in there and take the beatings and let Bryce Young learn. But hopefully I don't want them to move on from Bryce Young. Like I really don't. I think he's capable of, you know, being a good quarterback in the NFL. I think it's just going to take some time. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But your Jets, I believe, won. They play Thursday? Am I crazy for saying that?
Yeah, they played the Patriots Thursday.
Yeah, and they won it. Aaron Rodgers, I have him as my backup on the fantasy team, and I think he put up 21 points and pretty good showing. He looked, reminiscent of his old self. He looked comfortable back there, and you guys played well. I mean, I know the Patriots aren't anything special, but they have a good defense.
Yeah, I mean, we beat the fuck out of those pieces of shit up there in New England. Rodgers looked good. Kirk Herbstreit was absolutely glazing him the whole game, talking about how it's the best he's looked since his MVP season in 21 in that game specifically.
Yeah.
And he did look really good. Our defense looked good after 2 shaky weeks, but starting against the 49ers, that's a tough matchup. And then we got the Titans in week 2, and we built on what we did in week 1, but I didn't think it was a good enough defensive game if we're going to want to make any noise in the playoffs. So it was nice to go out there and just put the hurt on the Patriots. And Brees Hall is an animal. And then we got that kid Braylon Allen, who's our number 2 back, who's like 6 foot 235, just a fucking absolute monster. So that two-headed running backfield is going to be I think it's going to pay dividends come later in the year.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Um, I like I like a two backfield, uh, but I hate it for fantasy.
It sucks for fantasy because
Yeah.
Brees got me 18, and I was like,
Right.
how does he get me 18? He was so fucking dominant. But then Braylon Allen got the other 10 points.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I mean as a fan, as a Jets fan, like you're probably like, okay, we can split up these carries so Brees isn't just getting absolutely burnt out, save his legs a little bit, and actually get production from Allen. Like, that's awesome, especially
It's
for
a
like
good
later in the season,
good problem to have as a fan.
I would say. So speaking of fantasy, what's your how many leagues are you in?
Two, I'm in it's pretty much the exact same group of guys. I'm in our redraft league, which we've done for the past 6 or 7 years.
That's
But
just like
they've
your standard regular league,
yeah,
right? And then
but
you have
they've been doing it longer than that.
yeah,
But I'm in now. And then now we have a dynasty, which is our first year doing a dynasty team.
yeah.
And
Nice.
I'm
How's your
one and
record?
one in each league.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm I have one money league and one work league. We don't do money in the work league because technically we're not really allowed to. I don't know why, but um, in my main league I'm 1-1. In my work league I'm 0-2. I feel like I've just gotten bad breaks in each of the losses, to be honest. Um, but it is what it is. I don't think I have a bad team. I think I just gotta, you know, stay the course and eventually we'll pick back up. I have a decent team. I think I'll be there in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a management issue. You probably just got some bad breaks here and there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, looking back at my draft, I didn't really prepare necessarily. Um, but uh but like my strategy going into drafts is usually take the best players available and it'll usually work itself out and then I can kind of pick up where I see fit. Um so we're getting there. Decent little squad. I'm projected to win in both leagues this week, which I know a lot can happen. So I'm not holding my breath on that or anything, but my players are playing pretty decent. Um, so we still got the whole 4 o'clock slate to go through, and then obviously Sunday night. And I think there's 2 games Monday night this week.
Is
Both
it
both
doubleheader?
shit games, but 2 games.
That is interesting. What is it, like a 7 o'clock and a 10 o'clock, or
No,
which?
it's not like necessarily a double header. I think it's like a 7 o'clock and then a 8:20. And then I want to say it's the Bills and Jags playing first, and then Commanders Bengals after. Yeah, it's 7:30 and 8:15.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know if there was a scheduling issue or if they just did it like that. But truthfully, I'm here for the 7:30 Monday night games because I can at
Definitely.
least watch like the first half. Like I get it for those people on the West Coast. That's you know what 3 hours that starts at 4:30. That's pretty tough. You're not getting off work or whatever before the game starts. But
You know,
um,
that's what you get for living in a fucking stupid time zone.
I'm with that. Yeah.
Go to work earlier.
Two East Coast teams, right? Jags and Bills should play in primetime East Coast time, right? We put if a West Coast team is playing, yeah, sure, throw it at a later slot, but
Yeah, I mean, we have to put up with that shit every time the Lakers play a home game.
yeah, for sure. Um, which I end up not watching because they're always so late. I'm gonna be at work so damn early.
Yeah, you think I want to stay up and watch a game at 10 o'clock to watch LeBron's teammates go 3 for 20 from fucking 3 point land? No.
Yeah.
So
Um,
you can get off work early and watch the football game.
yeah, fair. If you really want to watch it, get off work early. So yeah, anything else on football
Cautiously optimistic.
with the JETS?
Hmm.
Yeah, you should be. I'm cautiously optimistic with the Panthers too.
No comment about that.
AKA we lose every game and get the first pick of the draft, and then hopefully don't fuck that up.
Get another quarterback to ruin his career.
That's probably what we'll do. We'll probably trade Bryce Young for nothing, and and then draft another quarterback and let him start immediately with no offensive line, no weapons at the receiver, and set him up for failure.
I
And
saw
then send him
something.
to Tampa Bay and let him be the third best quarterback in the league, even though he played like dog shit today.
I saw that's only played back because Mike was there.
Ugh.
Um, I saw something because Gino's having his career renaissance. Sam Darnold's looking good
Yeah.
in Minnesota. It said if Zach Wilson plays good in Denver, the Jets should be court-martialed, and I agree.
Yeah, somebody's got to pay for that.
But that's I think that's all I got about football. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, same. I made some
Sa
picks.
Saquon
Um,
went off today.
Saquon, that was a good game. Eagles and Saints. I had the Saints -2.5, and I thought they were going to get it because they were up 3. And then they let Philly drive down the field. Goddard went on some crazy. He played. Talk about playing good. Goddard played awesome. I don't know if he's in every fantasy team, but if he's on your waiver wire, which he shouldn't be, um, people need to snag him. But he played really good.
Yeah, I
Um,
doubt he's out there. Tight ends are so thin.
yeah, that's true. He shouldn't. He's
It,
like I
I
said,
mean,
he shouldn't be.
you see, you watched the game, so you saw that play, like how he got so open that like
Yeah,
crossing route, and then they
right.
fucking ran into each other.
Perfect.
What do they call
Um,
that? A rub route?
yeah, rub route. It was like a mesh concept, and the defenders basically just collided into each other. And Goddard got a 70-yard run. If he, was any bit of athletic, he would have scored. But
I thought he was getting in. I could have really used, well, I could have used the Hurts touchdown, but I had Saquon in my other league, so I got the
that was
touchdown
nice.
and the 2 point conversion.
Yeah, I had Derek Carr, so I was really hoping they were gonna, drive down the field and score and then go up again. But instead, he just threw a pick, which I love to see.
Yeah, everybody was really high on him in New Orleans. Now they're probably fucking pissed.
Well, he's played awesome in his first 2 games. I mean, I know they played the Panthers week 1, but they absolutely shellacked the Panthers and then came out and smacked the Cowboys.
The cow
And he
bitches.
the Cow bitches, and he played awesome. Um,
I mean,
but
Chris Olave had a good game today for me too. So yeah, ended up with like 20 points.
and Carr came out and he looked good. Like the first couple of drives, they marched down the field. He was tossing the ball all over the place. Kamara was getting open. Like he looked good. They just couldn't put the ball in the end zone. Um, Eagles came out on top. It is what it is. But moving on from football, so you know, I just finished this school, so I'm trying to kind of figure out where I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna do Squattober. I'm assuming that you're not gonna do Squattober.
No, Squattober can suck on a bag of peanuts.
It might be the kick that you need to get yourself back into it. Nice little routine, workouts planned out for you. Get those legs strong.
I do need to strengthen my legs, and I'm about to start training again for the half marathon once basketball is officially done.
Yeah,
My body cannot handle running and playing basketball. Um, but I'm down to 245, so
you've been down to 245.
a couple of times.
I don't know how many times.
But it's kind of like the wall. Like you get to 245, and then next thing you know, you're back at 252. And it's just like a constant. So I feel like if I can get myself into the 230s, that'll be like the
Yeah,
okay.
you just need to be consistent, man. Get something, stick with it, be consistent, and it'll happen. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna do Squattober, and then I'm gonna get back into running. For I don't know what date the marathon is, but it's in February, I believe.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it is in February.
so I will say that how we ran into the problem last time where we waited to sign up and it was expensive.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
The price goes up October 1st. So if you're gonna commit, you gotta really commit.
Yeah, because then October would be 6 months.
Yeah. And it's very doable to train up in 6 months.
Well, I've
And
already done it, so
right.
I think it'll be easier this time.
It will
I'm
be
glad.
easier. I mean, it's gonna take a lot to to get started again, I think, and you're going to be kind of like annoyed that you can't do what you were doing. Um, but that's just natural, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to go out and just run a 8 mile right now because you haven't ran that distance in a while. So that's going to be frustrating at first, but you'll be able to build back easier, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I'm at a better starting point than I was at last time.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so I'm gonna do Squattober. That's gonna roll us right through our friend's vacation at the end of October. Um, and then get back into running. And it's a good time running in like the fall, winter, because it's not so damn hot.
Me and Kyle talked about it. Like we're gonna do I think in January a relay
Yeah,
together, like a 50-mile relay. Um, where you can have like up to 10 people, I think.
nice.
And there was one in the summer and we were talking about it. It's just like too fucking hot
Yeah.
to do the shit. It's
My bad.
it's hot enough playing tennis in the summer. So
Yeah, it's brutal out there, man. Like even now, it's still hot. In the mornings, it's been feeling nice, but
I am in another tennis league starting at the end of the month
nice.
that me and my partner have designs on winning.
That's what's up. That'd be cool.
My partner's name rhymes with Schmody Schmang.
Nice, nice.
He's a good tennis player.
Good. That's cool. Hopefully, he's a better tennis player than he is a free throw shooter.
Basketball player. Than basketball player total. And I'll tell him that. I like him. Good kid, but
Good stuff.
the he's-
Good
that's all I'm
stuff.
gonna say
So,
about that.
Squatober starts week after next. So, get your weight belt, order your t-shirt, and we'll knock it out.
I'll be honest with you, I could go up there and if I wasn't scared of getting a hernia, I could knock out 315 right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Probably for 4.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. You would probably try and pick up 315 and put it down because it hurt your back.
Uh that would never happen because I have gigantic trapezius muscles.
Yeah,
I barely have a neck.
yeah.
No comment.
I think that
Leave that
comes from something else.
leave that at no comment there, Chief. You're not that far away.
What does that mean?
That means I'll fly down there and beat the fuck out of you, boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Classic, classic response when you got nothing to say. But yeah. So any listeners interested in doing Swatober, I'm doing it. So if you guys want, reach out to me. We can kind of go through it together. Got to do a max to get your bench squat and deadlift by the end of this week. That way, Monday we can officially start.
You have a general idea of where you're at with those three?
um, you know, I don't know because I haven't actually maxed in a long time. The last time I did max was like 365 squat, 275 bench, and like 485 deadlift, which I don't think I'm going to be super close to those numbers. I'll probably be like 335 squat, probably like 245 bench, and probably like 465 deadlift, something like that.
Those numbers are pretty good. I'm kind of surprised you don't squat more than that.
Dude, squat has always been my downfall, and I think a lot of it is my flexibility in my hips. Um, but truthfully, like I got long, lanky legs. I always
Yeah.
have. Um, I have to go down a lot further than a lot of people. I'm not like the tallest guy in the world, but I do have long legs. Um, and it's just never been my biggest strength. Um, but yeah, so I'd like to eventually get to that 405 number on my squat max. Um, will I get there this squatober? No. But if I really like sat down and focused on just strength training, I'm gonna lose everything I gained when I start running again.
Yeah.
Because you can't maintain that strength and then also run. It's just not gonna happen. Um,
Not naturally anyway.
yeah, not naturally. And I mean, like, there's ways to do it. It's just, am I going to invest the time necessary? Because you really got to be running and lifting. So that's 2 workouts a day, and I don't have time to do that.
Well, I mean, you got a
Um,
job, you got a family. I mean, it's and
yeah,
what for? What for? Like, I mean, you're
what
not.
for
Yeah, I
exactly?
mean, you already got the goal. You're doing Squattober, and then you're going to do a marathon again. So,
Right. And I mean, a lot of people, I'd like to think that a lot of people can't squat what I can squat and then also be able to run a marathon. Like if today somebody was like, "Hey, you have to run a marathon tomorrow," I'd be like, "That sucks," but like, sure. You know what I mean? I would be tired, but I
yeah,
could do it.
yeah,
Not a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people could do that.
dude. A lot of people can't do a half marathon, so
That's fair. Fair point. Um,
it's tough for us to be like nobody can guard us, and they're just not in the type of unbelievable cardiovascular shape that we're in.
yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard out here. This is top, this is peak male performance. This is what this looks like.
I always see videos of like CC Sabathia, and I'm like, well, that's what I am. I'm just a fucking peak male athlete, dude.
Yeah.
I just can't throw 98
Yeah, I
miles
was
an
about to
hour.
say, but yeah. Get you out there on the softball mound if that were the case.
Let's not talk about. Let's talk about things I'm good at.
Oh man. But but yeah, so let's jump into random questions. I only have one,
One.
but I can probably come up with another. I think I forgot to write another down. Um, but yeah. So you
Oh,
want me to go ahead with my first?
yeah. I mean, might as well stick with tradition.
All right. Okay, so what is the best football watching snack? So think like you're at your house, you're trying to turn into a couch cushion. Like you don't want to move and you're just sitting there all day, maybe drinking a couple beers. What is that ideal snack?
Well, the ideal. I don't know if this would be a snack. It probably not. Is chicken wings. That would be
Yeah,
more of like a meal, I guess. But I mean,
that's a snack meal. Yeah.
yeah, I would go extra crispy flats.
Okay, so what kind of sauce?
That's where you can, you know, room for some deviation. I like a dry rub, a buffalo.
This is your ideal meal. Like,
And we're gonna go extra crispy, and I'm gonna steal Nick's sauce here, or is it Drew's sauce where they mix parm garlic and Asian zing?
yeah, Nick always had those weird ass concoctions, but it very well could have been Drew's.
I think that might be Drew's. And then
Drew is that fat some bitch. So
and we haven't called him that in a while. We've pretty much just been talking about how bad he is at basketball. Oh, JK, brother, I need you next Tuesday, baby. Um, yeah, but that fat fucking piece of shit. I think it's his sauce. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to do that. I want to do half the parm garlic Asian zing mix, and then half of the mix that Allie does at the dive with like the hot honey.
mhm.
And I'm gonna do 24 each if I'm staying there all day. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
48
just
wings.
occasionally throw them back in the oven, bring them back
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
maybe at the air fryer with them.
you just have the air fryer on like the little coffee table.
Yeah.
Run an extension
Oh
cord
hell
to it,
yeah.
and just keep eating them up, so you don't have to move.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out a device that can just where I don't even have to sit up, where the wing just like it's like a conveyor belt from the air fryer right into my mouth.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense coming from you.
Keep it up. Keep it up, baby.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think chicken wings were on my list, but I think just a nice plate of nachos.
Okay.
You got some ground beef, some cheese, like a lot of cheese, um, some pico, jalapenos, lettuce, just all the above. Just a nice big plate of nachos is what I'm going with.
So you are more ground beef than like a shredded chicken on a nacho?
I think it depends, I'd say. I've had some nachos with shredded chicken that I didn't love, but I've also had some nachos with shredded chicken that were like on point. Um, Probably ground beef because of the convenience in terms of me making it myself. And also I think the ground beef sticks to the chip just a little bit better.
And sometimes with the chicken, you really got to find that fine line. You don't want it too dry,
Yeah.
but if it's too like wet, it makes the nachos all like soggy and shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Um, so yeah, I think some ground beef, just a fuckload of cheese. I could eat them with just ground beef and cheese, to be honest with you. Throw some good pico on top, some lettuce, call it a day. Some sour cream dollops.
You going jalapenos or no?
Yeah, I like jalapenos on my nachos.
Fresh or pickled?
Fresh.
Oh, fuck, you're crazy, dude.
Dude, I don't mess with pickled anything.
But the fresh jalapenos are hot.
They're spicy. I like spicy. I like spicy that's not artificial spicy.
It tastes like it's real. Is what
Yeah,
you like. Yeah,
right.
okay. I,
All right, let's move into yours.
I fucks with it.
Yeah.
All right. Do are you, and I might have to, I'm sure you've heard the term before, but I might, if you need a definition, let me know. Are you an American exceptionalist? I am, but are you?
I think I might need a definition.
It's the belief that the United States is either distinctive, unique, or exemplary compared to other nations.
I'd say yes.
I would say yes. I don't think I'm better than people from other
I do.
nations.
I do.
Well, you think you're better than everybody, so I don't even know if that counts.
That's fair.
But as a country, I think I don't think Americans are better than other people, but I think America as a country,
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have our flaws, but
absolutely. But I believe in the power of American exceptionalism.
right, there's a reason everybody wants to come here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's not close. I mean, obviously everybody wants to go to Europe to travel and stuff, but nobody wants to go there to live.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're,
I'm all for that, big time.
we're- yeah, we're just a couple of American exceptionalists, baby.
Yeah, I like it.
People are
Brand.
gonna be surprised hearing that coming from a fucking libtard, but that's just the way it is, baby. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck. I fly that flag outside the fucking crib, bitch.
you got to. You got to. Um, all right, we'll jump into your next one in the essence of time, and then we'll go into good old Pat's peeves.
I was gonna ask you what the worst movie or TV show that you've watched to completion is.
That's tough.
So it's like it's not the worst thing you've ever seen because you didn't turn it off,
Right.
but you finished it and you were like, I fucking hated that.
Okay. This is a show that's probably forced on me by Sam, but we watched that show Virgin River. I think
I've
Marissa
seen
watches it.
I've seen a lot of that show too.
I hate that show, but Sam loves it. And
Yeah.
we do the thing where like she picks a show, I pick a show, kind of deal. Well, like we usually decide on it together, but if we watch a show that's primarily her pick, then it'll be primarily my pick the next time. And yeah, man, every time a new season of that comes out, I'm like, God dang, it's not Virgin River.
Yeah, that one it's just to make sure I'm talking about the right show. The male love interest in that show owns a restaurant or like a diner
Yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've seen a lot of that fucking show.
Yeah.
I don't think I dislike it as much as you did. There were a couple episodes where I was like, I guess this is bearable. But I guess that's the whole point. It's
It's
not like the
bearable.
worst it's not the worst show ever.
Right. It's bearable, so we watch it. But like when I when we watch like a show at night, like I want to sit down and be like, yes, let's turn on the show or whatever. But not like I don't want to be dreading turning on my show because then I'm just feel like I'm wasting an hour of my life before I go to bed.
Yeah, I agree. There's got to be I gotta want it, I'm like get excited to watch it.
You got one that comes to mind?
That that movie I saw Long Legs really fucking sucked. Like it it wasn't it's not like the worst thing ever because I sat through it.
Yeah.
But I'm watching it and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? It was almost like a religious experience in that I felt like everybody around us was like, what the fuck is this shit? Especially Allie's husband. I thought he might have burned the movie theater down. How pissed off he was at the end of that.
Nice. How bad does a movie have to be for you to get up and walk out?
Am I in a movie theater?
Yeah.
I don't think I can. If I paid
Yeah.
for it, I'm probably gonna sit there.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, all right, so Pat's peeves. My Pat's peeve is everybody may know this, but I'm not the biggest fall guy in the world. And it's decorating for fall and having not necessarily decorating for fall. I'm cool with decorating for fall, whatever. It's, fall time. But like everything being fall this, fall that, all the stores, and then it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's gotta be fall.
Right, like it needs to be fall. I need those cool, crisp mornings. If we're gonna have a pumpkin on the porch, like I can't, like it can't be 100 degrees outside.
You don't want the pumpkin to melt.
Pumpkin's gonna melt. And technically, today is the first day of fall.
It's
And
like
I
80,
know,
it's like 85 degrees here.
right, in the mornings though, it's been cool. So like fall's happening, whatever. I'm cool with it now. But like it'll be like August 15th, and we'll be like just decked out for fall. And I'm like, dude, it's second summer right now. So
Yeah, you can't because every once in a while in August you'll get a cool day and people jump the gun on that shit.
very true. Yeah,
And I'm like, brother, we're about to fucking blister out here.
yeah. So that's my Pat's peeve.
I think my Pat's peeve is when I'm watching a sporting event or a game on like prime time and it usually only happens with exceptional players,
Hmm.
but where they just gas them up the whole time.
Hmm.
Like it happened during the Jets game. I was like, do I not like Aaron Rodgers anymore? I don't know why. It was just so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
I'm like
happens a
every
lot
play.
for Mahomes and Kelsey too.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it, they're good,
Yeah,
but shut the fuck up.
like when they make a bad play, it's not like they made a bad play. You can say it.
Did you see the stat with Mahomes interceptions that have been brought back by penalties on the defense?
No,
17. And
interesting,
in the past like 4 years, and I think Tom Brady had like 20 something in his whole career.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's
that could
that's new
be
new
it could
football.
be
Okay.
could be propaganda.
Could be.
You never know what's true anymore.
That's true. All right, some closing comments. Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year. Did she officially win it?
Unanimous.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully deserved. I mean, everybody wanted Angel Reese. I thought there was really no reason she should be in the conversation.
She's she set the all-time assist record in her first fucking season.
Right. Absurd.
They were Angel Reese is going to have a good career. She'll probably be the uh, all-time leading rebounder in WNBA history when it's all said and done. But they were pushing it. You know, there wasn't really a race there. I don't
No,
think.
there was race there.
What kind of podcast is this? We're not doing
I'm just,
that.
I'm just saying.
We are not doing that. No, sir.
Oh man. Yeah, but rightfully deserved. I mean, she was, she it should have been unanimous.
Yeah, she's still getting a lot of fucking hate though, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. And she's going to.
I think she like liked the post that where Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Like Caitlin Clark like liked it or something.
Oh God.
And then people in her comments were like, "You should have left politics out of this." I was a fan until now. I'm like, bro, you don't give a fuck about women's basketball. You're never a
No,
fan.
no, yeah, no chance.
You're just a weirdo.
Yeah, that's true. But All right, man. You got anything else for closing comments?
Jets need Hassan Reddick to go ahead and sign now that Jermaine Johnson's out for the year. We need him.
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. All right, well, maybe we'll try and do like a midweeker this week and get back on schedule.
I'm with it.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you.
Bye.